Well, good morning. Hello everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I've got an interesting video for you today. I have another flashlight review from the company Sofirn. I really like AA battery flashlights. They are one of my favorite flashlights on the market because AA's, you can find them anywhere. They're very inexpensive batteries, easy to find. You can buy them anywhere. Okay, so I really like the AA platform. So Sofirn reached out to me once again and they sent me another flashlight out for review today. This is a AA flashlight and I'm going to show it to you today. I'm going to go ahead and read the back. It says Sofirn is registered in 2010, which specialize in outdoor lights and tools, chargers and batteries, such as budget, high-quality flashlights, bike lights, camping lanterns. Sofirn flashlights are being sold worldwide, especially in America, Australia, European, Russia, South Korea, Japan. And it says, concentrating on innovation, in-house development, manufacture, and custom-oriented service, Sofirn LED flashlights are widely used in household lighting, everyday carry, EDC, outdoorsy activities, industrial security, law enforcement, and military, etc. The pursuit is to light your entire world in front of you by manufacturing budget, high-quality products and providing excellent customer service. So that's a look at what I just read. Now let's take a look at this flashlight. It doesn't say on the box what the model number is, so I really don't know what I'm getting here. So I'm going to open this up. I've got everything out of the box. So what do I have in my hand here? I have a happy or not happy card. Okay, so basically if you're happy, you read this portion. And if you're not happy, you read this portion. Basically their contact information. Here is a look at the owner's manual. We'll talk about that definitely. There is some silica gel here to keep the thing together, and right here we have what appears to be a lanyard and some replacement O-rings. So let's look at that real quick. The lanyard, there's a little clasp right there, like a little carabiner if you will. 2 O-rings and a standard lanyard so that you can put this around your wrist or something like that. Now let's take a look at the flashlight itself. This is model SP10A version 2. Looks like a nice little flashlight. And from what I'm gathering, it looks like everything will be done from this side switch. There's not a tail cap switch. One thing that I'm noticing already is I'll be able to set that down on a flat surface and the flashlight will sit upright. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and look at the lens there. You got a nice orange peel design inside. Let's take this tail cap off and let's insert a battery. You can see the tail cap, what it looks like, and also the O-ring right there. And I always check one thing, and that is I like to take this off and flip this around and see if it'll accept it. Look at that, it won't. So we cannot, the threads are smaller on this side than they are on this side. The battery tube threads are different, so it can only go this way. It's kind of a downer for me because I like to adjust my belt clip in different orientations. So just thought I'd run that by you and let you guys know. So when you insert the battery, you put the positive down inside the battery tube rather. Put that like that, and then you put on the tail cap. Okay, let's take a look at the owner's manual very briefly, because what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the modes and the levels of brightness that this flashlight will offer. Wow, this has a lot of settings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settings. So we've got economy, and we are going to be running a standard battery. So I'm looking down here because it talks about 14500 batteries and runtimes in accordance to that. but we're not going to be running 14500s. We're going to be running just a standard alkaline. So I'm looking to see what are we looking at here. Alkaline isn't even listed. So I'll just give you the run times of the battery options is basically two options. You can run a nickel metal hydride rate. It gives you run times for that, and it'll also give you run times for the 14500. We're going to cycle through the modes. I'm going to show you the modes of this flashlight. So we got economy, we've got low, medium, high, we have turbo, and then we have a strobe function. Okay, so to turn the flashlight on, I'm just going to push this side switch. Okay, and to cycle through the modes, we are going to continue to push this side switch. So there's economy, there's low, there's medium, there's high, and then if I double click, see, there we go, we got to turbo. To access the strobe function, it is a triple click. So turbo is a double click, strobe is a triple click. So let's go down to some other setting. Okay, so there it looks like we're on economy there. Let's go to turbo by double clicking. 1, 2. There's turbo, 500 lumens, and then let's go to strobe by triple clicking. I didn't do it fast enough. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There's the strobe. And I like the way the strobe goes fast and then it slows down, and then it goes fast and it slows down. Kind of a cool setting. If we look at economy, economy is half a lumen. Okay, half a lumen. If we're using a 14500 battery, we run for 227 hours. If we run on a nickel metal hydride battery, we get 284 hours. If we're running on a 14500, okay, this is the setting I'm talking about. If we're running on a 14500, we'll get 3 meters of throw, or 2.5 meters if we're on a nickel metal hydride. The candela rating is 2.5 candela using a 14500 and 2 candela using a standard battery. Let's go to low. Low is going to be 15 lumens on a 14500 battery, but if you're going to be using a nickel metal hydride battery, we're only going to go up to 5 lumens. Okay, now so the run times are going to vary. If we're on a 14500 battery, again we're going to be at 15 lumens for 61 hours and 33 minutes. But if we're on a nickel metal hydride battery, we are going to be 5 lumens for 68 hours and 50 minutes. The distance of throw on a 14500 at 15 lumens is 16 meters. And if we're using a nickel metal hydride battery, again, we're at 5 lumens on this setting, 12 meters of throw. The candela rating, or the intensity, is 67 on a 14500. Again, we're at 15 lumens on that setting. And if we run on a nickel metal hydride battery, our lumen rating is 5, which our candela rating would be 35. That was a mouthful. Now let's go up to medium. Medium is going to be 50 lumens on a 14500 battery, or 30 lumens on a nickel metal hydride battery. So if you're running the 14500, you're 50 lumens right now, 11 hours and 42 minutes. But if you're running a standard nickel metal hydride battery, we're going to be at the 30 lumen rating, 11 hours and 26 minutes. Okay, again, the distance of throw, 14500 distance, is going to be 38 lumens. Again, at 38 meters rather, at 50 lumens. And on the nickel metal hydride, we're going to be at 26 meters because of the 30 lumen rating. Okay, let's move up to the candela rating, 261 on a 14500. Remember, 50 lumens. And if we're on a nickel metal hydride, we're going to be at 195 candela. That's a mouthful. Let's go to high. High is going to be 200 lumens on a 14500 battery and 80 lumens on a nickel metal hydride battery. So the 14500, again, 200 lumens, 3 hours and 21 minutes. And if you're on a nickel metal hydride, you're going to get 3 hours and 3 minutes. Again, the difference is 200 lumens versus 80 lumens, depending on what battery you're using on this high setting. Okay, the distance of throw at 200 lumens on the 14500 battery is 71 meters. But if you're using a nickel metal hydride battery, you're getting 80 lumens out of it for 46 meters. And then let's talk about the candela rating. 1275 candela if you're using a 14500 battery, because you're running at 200 lumens on that battery. And if you're on a nickel metal hydride battery on high, you're going to be running 80 lumens, which is a candela rating of 533. Wow, that's a mouthful. We have one more thing to talk about, and that is high, or excuse me, turbo. Let me see, let's get to turbo. Okay, we're on turbo now. So if you are on a 14500 battery, you will be running at 550 lumens, but since we're using a standard battery, we are at 200 lumens right now. Now the runtime for the 14500 would be 1 hour and 3 minutes, and that's again at 550 lumens. But since we're on a standard battery, we're going to run at 200 lumens for 114 minutes. So just shy of 2 hours. Okay, so let's look at the distance of throw. The 14500 distance at 550 lumens is 114 meters. And if we're using a standard battery at 200 lumens, we get 71 meters of throw. Now the last thing I want to talk about is the candela rating. 3,240 using the 14500 battery, and looks like 1,275 using the standard battery, because of, again, the difference of 550 lumens using the 14500 battery versus 200 lumens using a standard battery. Wow, that was a mouthful. Now this flashlight is IPX8 underwater, and it says we can go 2 meters or 6.56 feet in depth underwater for 30 minutes, and it's also impact resistant down to 1 meter. It says caution, strobe may cause seizure in people with photosensitive epilepsy. Operating for a long time in turbo or high will warm the flashlight up. This is normal. Do not stare directly into the beam or point it into anyone's face. So this is a pretty cool little flashlight. Let's cycle through the modes one more time. Let me get a little closer here. So let's go down to economy, low, medium, high, turbo. Now if I triple click, we're going to go to strobe. So I'm going to turn this flashlight on, and I'm going to test the impact resistance of it. So I've got it on turbo here. I'm going to drop it from about hip high here. Let's drop it a couple times. Looks like it stopped. It might have hit the switch. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Looks like it's cycling through the functions. So everything's working. Let's drop it again. I've got it on economy right now. Let's bump it up to turbo here. Okay, drop it again. Turned off again, but I think what's happening is I think it's hitting the switch. So let's go through the settings once again. There's economy, low, medium, high, turbo, strobe. Now let's check the waterproofness of the flashlight. They say that it's IPX8, so let's throw it in some water. Clearly you can see that it's going underwater. See the water? Let's pull it out. Let's take a look at the flashlight. It's nice and wet here. Hands are wet. There's econ, low, medium, high, economy, low, medium, high, turbo, strobe. So it appears that everything is working just fine. After dumping it in water, and after dropping it several times, so the impact resistance is holding up, as well as the waterproofness. Again, they include 2 extra O-rings with the flashlight, so that if you wanted to replace them, you could easily do that. I think this is a beautiful flashlight. Again, I want to say thank you to Sofirn for reaching out to me and offering this flashlight in for me to review. I like it. I just wish that the battery tube would be able to be switched, you know, around so that the belt clip orientation can change. Some people like to carry them this way, some people like to carry them this way. It's not that big of a deal for me personally, but some people out there are pretty particular on that. So as far as I'm concerned, I like this flashlight. Model SP10 version 2, SP10A version 2 rather. I like the flashlight. I think it's good. I think I'm going to really enjoy using it. It's small, it doesn't weigh much, very bright, and it, according to these instructions, which I'll show you right now, feel free to pause. You might want to take a screenshot of that. It's a lot to read. It's basically talking about the difference between using a standard nickel metal hydride battery and a 14500 battery. And according to what this says, this flashlight operates very well with the 14500 battery. So folks, I want to say thank you for joining me today on this video of the Sofirn model SP10A version 2.0. From what I can see, it looks like a very solid little EDC flashlight. One concern that I might have is if I put this down in my pocket and this button gets pressed, I might be draining the battery in my pocket. There's no lockout mode. I think you could probably mechanically lock it out by loosening the tail cap a little bit. Then it won't come on, and then when you're ready to use the flashlight, you just give it a couple turns. Okay, so that's one way of getting past that. But I think it's a solid flashlight. I think it's going to be good. Again, please feel free to leave your comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like this video, share this video. If you like the type of content that you see on my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. And until next time, thanks again for watching, and thank you Sofirn for sending me this out for review. I really enjoyed it. And as always, have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye.